So I'll ask you then to just settle in and just get very comfortable and become aware of your body being supported on whatever is your seat. Um, just start to relax in, start to let your shoulders relax, and let the breath also begin to allow itself to come in and out freely without changing it, just observing, and just acknowledge that you're going to give yourself some time to just take care of yourself, take a break from everything that's been going on, and allow anything that doesn't serve you right now to just leave your body with every exhale. And just start to become aware of where your body is in contact with the ground and the chair, what parts of your body are getting the support that you need, so you can just let go and just really feel yourself begin to let everything release. And you can begin to slowly deepen the breath, bringing the oxygen all the way down into the belly, allowing it to fill up with the prana, with the energy that we need. And as you exhale, gently press the belly button towards the spine. So just start this connection between the mind and the breath and the body. And I invite you to pay attention to your body by doing a mental body scan now, starting at the top of the head, paying attention to any sensations you might feel in the scalp, around the temples, coming down to the jaw. And if there's anything that's holding, then allow the breath to release it. And continuing to come down to the throat area, the back of the neck, and the shoulders. Continuing to release with every exhale. Paying attention to now the chest and the upper back, the scapula, the heart center, the belly, the hips, the lower back. Continuing to come down the body, checking in with yourself and seeing where you need some more attention and some more nurturing. Continuing down to the thighs, the fronts and the backs of the legs, and the knees, calves, ankles, the bottoms of the feet, the tops of the feet, and the toes. And continue to send your breath as you inhale, bringing in that energy that you need. And as you exhale, releasing any anxiety or tension. Letting the breath go back to its natural rhythm. And falling into the chair where you're sitting if you just want to really feel yourself just melt in. And I invite you now to begin to allow yourself to open your mind to the idea of new beginnings. New beginnings for the day that starts tomorrow. New beginnings for any intentions waiting to be set. new beginnings in any part of your life where you feel that starting fresh is a positive step. And allow yourself to begin to formulate an idea that just comes to you of what new beginning might serve you right now. Is there a place in your life that would welcome something new? Or is there something happening that you would like to switch over to something new? And begin to embrace that. And begin to envision yourself in that situation. And allow the details of where you might be, who might be there with you, what the circumstances are, become clear to you. And now I invite you to become aware of the sensations that are a result of this new beginning. What are the feelings? What are the emotions? What does your body feel like? And allow yourself to just experience that. And once you feel that you have this vision and that you are able to embrace it, or even if you're still waiting for something to show up for yourself, I'm going to ask you to come up with some action that you can take to allow this to unfold for you. And you set an intention to take the first step to embrace this new beginning, no matter how big or how small. And once again, we'll begin to deepen the breath, to invite this to permeate the body so that we can truly embrace this intention. Breathing in for 3 through the nose and out for 3 through the mouth. Inhaling, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling, 3, 2, 1. And one more very full breath in for whatever count you would like. Breathing it in and breathing it out. And as you sit, you can keep the eyes closed or the gaze softly looking inward, and I will chime the bowl. Just allow it to wash over you. When you feel complete and ready, you may open the eyes and reconnect with where you are now. Take a moment to readjust your gaze and to settle back into your seat with the awareness of what's going on around you. And I'll give the protocol for the circle share, and then we can begin. So the share is sacred. What is said in this space is kept between us. We allow for silence, and we also invite people to talk if something shows up that you'd like to say. We also do not judge, and we also do not respond to each other, although we can share an anecdote that might be reminiscent of what someone else said. And after each person speaks, I will say in honor and support of, and that person's name, and then we inhale and exhale before we move on to the next person. So we can begin the circle share if anyone feels that they either want to talk about the experience of what you just went through or the actual new beginning visualization that came to you or an intention, or we can just hold space for each other. All of the above is perfectly fine. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you for sharing.
So the next part of the circle is when we take our intention object, whatever that might be, and we go through this little ritual. And I love stones and gems and rocks and crystals, and so I have all kinds of them. And so I usually just pick up whatever moves me for the day. And so I have this heart, like a rose, dark pink stone. And I love the way it feels, and I love that the stones are always cool. No matter what the temperature in the room is, the stones are always cool. So I love the way they feel. And intention objects the way that oh yeah, nice. Yeah, it's similar. Intention objects, the way that I have created this, are vessels for as many intentions as you wish. I have an altar that I'm looking at right now, and I have lots and lots of stuff on it. And, you know, I feel like I can take any object, and however I'm feeling when I'm doing this little ritual, whichever one speaks to me, that's where I'll put this intention. And then the idea is that, you know, I have it and I can be reminded by it. And it's actually something that psychologists and psychiatrists use for individuals who are in treatment, but usually it's like a rubber band or something on the wrist. And when you have something that reminds you of whatever it is that you're either trying to do or trying not to do, it becomes really powerful. And you can infuse whatever the object is with whatever you want it to help you do or to avoid. And so that's where I came up with this idea. And you know, you can keep it with you to remind you. And then when you do this again, you can keep the same object and just add more into it, or you can have different ones for different intentions. And so I'll talk you through the process. It's not long, but it's very symbolic. And so what we do is we take the object and we place it in the left palm. It can also be an imaginary object. It's just nice to have a real thing because it's nice to feel the weight and the, you know, the surface, and just be aware that there's something here. And we use the left arm as it connects to the heart. And so we place it and open the palm, and then we take the other palm and close it over as though we were going into a mudra, but we're keeping it open enough so that we can actually still see the object. And when we breathe into it, you can feel the breath going into the hands. And what we do, and I'll just show you and then we'll go through it together, is we begin to envision what the intention is or the action step we want to take. And we bring the object up to the third eye. We close our eyes and we inhale down to the heart center. So we're bringing that intention down. And then as we exhale, we allow the breath to infuse the object with that that's coming down from the third eye. And we bring it back up and close it into one full circle of Om. And we do that 3 times. And then the final time, we bring it up into the 7th chakra. We open the hands like this so it can come out. And then we bring it back down, open it and release it, because as we all have heard many times, when you speak an intention, write an intention, or release an intention by sharing, it more readily manifests. And so that's what this is for. And then we have it and we set it aside, and that's our little ritual. So I'll invite you now to place the object or imagine the object in the left palm, and then we'll bring the other hand over and hold it to the heart for a moment. And I invite you to close the eyes and just take several breaths to really center in on that intention. And you can either visualize it or have a word in your mind. And then we'll bring the hands up to the third eye, and we'll start to inhale the hands down to the heart center as we focus in on that intention. And then we'll bring the circle up past the chin and the mouth as we exhale to feel the breath. And then closing that first round up to the third eye. And we'll inhale back down to heart center again, bringing that intention down. Exhaling into the palms as we bring the hands up. And we'll close that second circle. Third round, breathing in. And exhaling up. And then inhaling as we bring the hands up to the sky, opening the palms, keeping the heels of the palms together. Keeping the palms open, we will exhale down back to the heart center. And then beginning to breathe the natural breath, just opening the palms, gently opening the eyes. And offering that intention out to yourself and the space and energy around you. And then you have that object to keep with you. And then I will end usually with an invitation if anybody wants to share that experiences or any thoughts or any observations, or again, we can sit for a moment in silence before we close this portion of the circle. I will chime the bowl again, and then we can move on to a little bit of physical movement that relates to the theme of new beginnings. So are you all able to do some yoga on a mat? Are you able to, do you have space for that? Okay. All right, so I will do what I can with you and talk you through a lot of it. And you all are practitioners anyway, so you'll understand what I'm saying. So we're going to start out on all fours in tabletop so that we can feel ourselves grounding in and feel connected to the earth that's below us. Even if we're in an apartment building like I am, I know that the building is on top of the ground. And the idea being that we will begin to imagine that we do have roots that are connected and that we are seedlings beginning to grow. So just starting out in tabletop, spreading the fingers wide and making sure that the wrists are under the shoulders, the knees are under the hips, and become very aware of all the points of contact. So the finger pads, the palm, the knees, the tops of the feet, and really feel the alignment of the body and the strength of your arms, externally rotating your triceps, engaging the calves and any other areas that you feel will make you steady. And begin to imagine that you have roots reaching all the way down and that the sun is above you to nurture you. And we'll begin by going through some cat-cow. So as we inhale and look up, we're connecting to the sky and the sun that will nurture us and allow us to grow. And then as we exhale and look down and round the spine, we're looking and acknowledging that the earth is holding us up. So 4 rounds of this as you look up and inhaling, and then exhaling as you release. Inhaling, exhaling. 2 more times. And then we'll come back to a neutral spine. We'll inhale, and then as we exhale, we'll press back into a child's pose. Knees can be a little spread wide, or you can keep them touching. But then we're going to go into a seed pose. So we bring the tops of the hands behind and go towards the feet so that you're in a little ball. Really embrace yourself and feel yourself holding everything close, and allow yourself to envision all of the potential that's in this position. When we unfold and reach and stretch and grow, we're taking up the space that we deserve, and we're manifesting that which we want to achieve. So taking 2 more breaths in the seed pose, really feeling it traveling down and coming back up and out. And then stretching the arms long in front, coming into a full extension of the child's pose. So bringing the arms out in front of you. Taking a breath here, and on the exhale, coming back up into tabletop. And from this position, we're going to unfold as though we were growing and becoming a new little sprout. So we're going to come up onto our shins, inhaling, and we're going to reach up as though we were stretching to the sun's rays. And then as we exhale, we'll fold in, hugging ourselves and rounding into the belly, still staying on the shins. 2 more times, so allowing ourselves to reach all the way up to the full extension of our abilities. And then exhaling back down, giving ourselves a hug. And 1 more time, reaching up. And exhaling and folding in, again, crossing the arms the opposite way that they were before. And then coming back down to tabletop, pressing back to child's pose, and then coming back into the seed pose. And just begin to move the hips around a little bit. Become aware of the sensations in the body. Are there any areas that need any more release or any stretching? Is there something that you'd like to do to make it more comfortable for yourself? And be sure to modify if there's anything that isn't feeling right for you today. And after the next round of breath, we'll come back up through child's pose and into tabletop again. And we'll reach up, resting on the shins, reaching up to the sky again. But this time we're going to bring our right arm forward and the left arm back and do a little twist as you look over the left shoulder. And then inhaling up, coming over to the other side, doing the same thing. Beginning to feel the reach that you can get to as you grow and take up the space that you deserve. 2 more times on each side at your own pace. Inhaling and exhaling as you move. And then when we reach up, we'll touch our palms together, inhaling, exhaling through heart center, and just stopping at the heart for a breath to reconnect with that intention. And then as we exhale, we'll come back down to tabletop. And from here, we'll go up into our first downward dog. So I'm going to avoid that, but I will talk you through it. So coming up into the downward dog, pedaling through the feet, releasing any tension. The knees can stay a little bent if that's better for your position. The heels can stay up or they can go down. And allow the neck to relax. Shake the head yes and shake the head no. And really feel the fingers spreading wide and the triceps externally rotating so that you're supporting yourself. And put an equal amount of weight on your feet so that you're not just leaning into the shoulders. And then we'll walk our feet to meet our hands. And hanging over the body, we'll forward fold. Halfway lift, flat back. Forward fold. And then inhaling one vertebrae at a time to come up to stand in mountain pose. And at this point, just reconnecting with the breath and the body, checking in with yourself. Has anything shifted? Making sure that the weight is evenly placed on both legs and both feet. The shoulders are relaxed. And notice the different perspective now from when you were a little seed and now you're standing tall like a mountain. And feel the power and the strength and the energy that you have in your body. Pressing down into the earth and feeling yourself ascend up. Really feeling that the sun is nurturing you and the ground is supporting you. And then we'll move into a tree pose, the full extension of what a seed can become. So bringing the right hands around the back of the right leg, lift the knee up, putting the weight onto the left leg for a moment. And then when you're ready, you can place the sole of the foot in any position, either inner thigh or calf, just not on the knee, or the tippy toes can just remain next to the sole of the other foot. And hands can come on hips or remain at heart center or stretch up into a full pose. And know that if a wind came to blow you over, you're able to sway and go with the flow, and that your roots are holding you strong. And when you're ready, you can slowly, slowly come out of this pose on this side. And you'll start with the other side, inhaling that other knee up, holding it underneath the thigh, and become ready to put the sole of the foot wherever it is comfortable for you to come into the pose. Hands at the hips or heart center or all the way up. And really feel the body being its full manifestation of its strength. Really feel the balance. And just acknowledge that. And find whatever works. If it's not comfortable to do it one way, try a different way. We never give up. It's always a new beginning. And it's always a new possibility. And when you're ready, you can release out. Bringing the leg down and the hands down. Coming back into mountain pose. And then we'll do one balancing pose as we're still standing before I bring you back down to the floor. This one is an eye-opener, and it was for me because it seems so easy, but it's going to show that the balance really takes a lot of focus. So you'll put your weight onto the left foot and bring the heel of the right foot right in front of that foot that you're standing on, so that you're like on a tight rope. So they're touching. Okay, and you're really just allowing yourself to balance, and you're going to be surprised at how you might not feel that balanced. And I invite you to envision that you do have the roots to hold you, but that you need to use your strength and your ability to focus to stay standing straight. Continuing to breathe and really check in with how you're feeling in this position. And then you'll take the back foot and bring it to the front. So you're shifting, and you'll be aware of a difference on this side. And check in with yourself, which foot in front is easier. And that just offers up new possibilities of strengthening the side of the body, the mind-body connection, opposite mind to opposite body, left brain, right side, etc. If you want a little more of a challenge, you can try to close your eyes. And then one more inhale and exhale. And releasing the feet, will come into a chair pose, Utkatasana, just to put the arms up in the victory V, which actually brings up the endorphins and the positive feelings, serotonin. This is a definite power pose to seal in all that we've done so far. Really feel your strength coming up from the ground and reaching all the way up. And then we bring our hands through the heart and back into a forward fold. Very carefully releasing out. Another halfway lift. Inhale to flat back. Forward fold. And then walking back out into a downward facing dog. And just take 3 breaths here. And then rolling out into a plank on the exhale. Coming out into a plank pose. And then either knees, chest, chin to get down, or straight chaturanga. Coming up into a cobra or upward dog. And then pressing back into child's pose. And then from child's pose, moving back into the seed pose with the hands reaching back. And make a mental note of how you feel now as compared to when you did the first seed pose. Do you feel the full potential after having stretched and grown already? And it's cyclical. Each year it's a new beginning, a new seed, a new growth, a new plan. And from here, I invite you in any way that's comfortable for you to find your way onto your back, very gently and carefully. And on the back, bring the soles of the feet near the buttocks so we can press up into a bridge pose, just to counteract the other movements that we've had. So we'll do 3 bridge poses, inhaling as we go up, And then one vertebra at a time coming down as you exhale very slowly. So turning it into a flow. So again, inhaling up. Holding the breath at the top and then slowly exhaling as you come down. And one more time, inhaling up. And exhaling down. And then bringing the knees into the chest for a hug. Really feeling yourself connecting to yourself. You can rock from side to side, massage the lower back. You can open up into a happy baby. And just really release out any more tension that might be left. And when you feel ready, after moving around a bit, we'll move over onto the right side. And just take a few breaths here, reconnecting with your intention. And then very carefully and slowly press your way up, bringing the head up last. And coming back into an easy seat or any position that's comfortable for you. And we'll take 3 breaths here. Your hands can rest anywhere on your thigh as you wish. Breathing in together. Exhaling out. Breathing in. Exhaling out. Biggest breath of the day, filling up with prana. Sighing everything out. And then bringing the hands to heart center. Taking another final gentle mental body scan. How are you feeling now? And we'll bring our palms up and touch the third eye. And then we'll reach the hands up overhead, opening up, keeping the heels of the palms together, connecting with our space in the 7th chakra, and then coming back down and offering out whatever we have to give. Thank you.